Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome in if this is your first time being here. This is Empowered Gems Tarot. My name is Melissa, and in today's video, we're going to be looking into your next vacation. So this reading is intended to give you some insight into your next upcoming trip, travel, vacation, time off. We're going to kind of look at the energy surrounding it, what you'll be doing, where you'll be going, maybe who you're going with, and anything that you may want to know about it. Getting into our disclaimers, do keep in mind that this is a general reading on YouTube, meaning that sometimes you may feel these messages apply quite specifically to you and your situation, while other times it may not feel like it really fits for you at all, and that's totally normal. As I always say, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Take what resonates with you, leave the rest behind, and definitely don't allow yourself to get upset or to dwell on something in one of these general readings if it doesn't really feel like the message fits for your situation. If you guys did want to book a personal reading, all the details on how you can book one with me will be linked in the description box down below. All right, so let's go ahead and select your reading. Today we're going old school, pick a card. I've already pre-shuffled all the cards we're going to use and we're going to be working with 3 different choices today. So if you're drawn to pile 1, we will be working with this Labradorite heart. Okay. If you're drawn to pile number 2, we will be working with this Amethyst crystal. And if you're drawn to pile 3, we'll be working with this fire quartz heart. I want you guys to take a deep breath and think about your next upcoming vacation. Pause the video if you need a little bit more time to choose. Once you've selected the crystal or the pile that you feel the most intuitively connected to, you can scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will take you to your selected reading. See you there. Hey, group 1, if you guys were drawn to the Labradorite heart, this will be your message. So today we're going to be looking into your next vacation. So going old school, pick a card today. I have all of our cards already shuffled. I have not looked at these yet. So let's jump in. Yeah, we're going to start with these 2. All right, so what's going on with your next vacay, group 1? So we've got debilitated, discomfort, and then we have the river, movement. So I feel like your next vacation is definitely going to be something that's going to push you to get out of your comfort zone a little bit, group 1. I feel with you guys picking the Labradorite, there could be something about really trusting in your intuition when you're on this vacation, really leaning into your gut instincts, your intuition, your psychic abilities and gifts to navigate wherever you are, whatever it is that you're doing. You're definitely out of a comfort zone. This is going to be a vacation that really exposes to you, I feel, or kind of shines the light onto maybe certain traits or qualities that you may want to continue to work on strengthening within yourself. And it could just be you're going somewhere new. I'm almost kind of feeling like you guys could be going to a country that you're not familiar with, or just doing some sort of an activity that this vacation is centered around that's totally out of your wheelhouse. So it is going to feel a little bit uncomfortable. And with the river being here, there's something about you guys needing to kind of lean into just kind of going with the flow while you're here and not resisting movement, but kind of flowing with it, which kind of makes sense with what I was getting about trusting your intuition, because it's almost like you're going into it. Maybe you guys are the type of person that likes to plan, and whenever you get to wherever this destination is, you may not really be able to stick to a plan or an itinerary no matter how much you try. It's more about just taking what comes to you and letting your intuition kind of guide you, letting the moment kind of guide you to where you're supposed to go. Some of you guys could be going to a place maybe on the river or near water. That could be significant as well. We also see a lot of lush greenery here, so that could give you some clues into your destination. But let's continue. Now we're going to move into the tarot cards. All right, so we have a Knight of Swords. Ooh, we have a 6 of Cups. And we have a 9 of Swords. Yeah, there is definitely With all this swords energy here, especially with that 9 of swords, there's definitely something about this vacation that is, you're overthinking it, group 1. You're overthinking it, or you're kind of stressed out about it. You're overanalyzing it big time. There could be, I feel like, something about this vacation or this trip where like you guys might be confronting something. Maybe you're confronting a person, you're confronting someone from your past with the 6 of Cups. And the Knight of Swords is confrontational energy. It's like we're charging in, we're taking action, we're dealing with something, right? Fearlessly. But there are some fears around it, I feel. For others of you, I feel like this Knight of Swords is basically kind of speaking to something around communication or something around things moving quickly, right? Things are going to be moving quickly. The Knight of Swords is really fast, which kind of makes sense with the River and what I was saying about kind of going with the flow of where you're being moved while you're on this vacation. But I continue to feel there's something about communication that's significant here, needing to like speak up for yourself, advocate for yourself, maybe respond to someone that has this type of communication. And you guys could be going on this vacation with someone that you know. Like there is something about comfort zones here with the 6 of Cups, which is interesting because you're in this debilitated state. Meaning like there's something about this situation that's new and different and not so comfortable, yet there is an element of comfortability that's coming up here with the 6 of Cups. So you guys could be going on this trip with someone that you know, right? Going with someone that you're familiar with, someone that you have a history with, someone from your past potentially. This can also talk about going back home, right? So I know that we were talking a little bit about like maybe you guys are going to a foreign country or going somewhere new and different. This could also have to do with you guys revisiting a place from the past that you haven't been to in a while, and thus it feels a little out of your comfort zone. Yeah, so let's continue. Let's keep going. We have painting the roses red, covering up errors. Okay. What are you guys doing? This is so interesting. We also have believe, strange encounters. Ooh, okay. Let's move Draco out of the way here. Okay. There's something that you guys are like, I'm just so curious if you guys know what this vacation is about already, because like this, it does feel like you're sort of going to this place for a specific purpose. Like there could be something about you relaxing and enjoying some comforts or familiarity, but there seems to be something else going on this vacation that's like kind of stressing you out, or that's like something that you know you have to confront or deal with. Painting the roses red is talking about like covering up the truth. It's covering up errors. So maybe that is part of like what you guys are doing on this vacation, is there's something you have to fix while you're here. And something about whatever it is that you're fixing feels a little bit uncomfortable, or awkward for you, or it's something that you're overthinking a little bit here. But I also kind of feel like it's not going to be as bad as you guys think with that 9 of Swords. I don't know. I just kind of get the vibe that it's not as bad as what you think it is. But there is something about you having to fix something while you're there. We also have believe, strange encounters. So this is interesting because this has like a little unicorn. You see? Let's see if I can pick it up. My nails don't always allow. There's like this unicorn here. Right? So it's like she's having this strange encounter with this like mythical creature. You know, there's something about this vacation that is like, with that Labradorite, there's something about like your spiritual side, your psychic abilities, encountering something weird or strange or something that's like unbelievable while you're there. Maybe it's something you're searching for. Like searching for like the Loch Ness Monster or something like that. It doesn't have to be that specifically. I'm just like citing an example, but that would be like an example of like a strange encounter. Like, do you believe in this monster? And maybe going and looking for it, for something like that. So, but this card, when we take a look in the guidebook here, this talks about meeting people who are very unlike people you have met before, mystic events and peculiar experiences, interacting with different cultures, customs, and belief systems. You see, like, all these are themes that we were kind of talking about with throughout this reading so far, all of these. Mystical encounters with elemental beings who interact with you, finding they're just as real as you, discovering new places, environments, even climates that are different to any you have experienced before, something unusual that is most decidedly as real as you are. This is so interesting. So yeah, there is something about this vacation that is really different for you. It's really different, and maybe that's why it's stressing you out, because with the Nine of Swords, you haven't dealt with it before. I almost feel like you guys are really trying, like, I keep getting that you are trying to prepare. Look at all these papers and these diaries and this, like, pen and like everything that's around her. It's giving this energy of, like, I've really done my research here. I've overthought this. I've thought of everything that could happen, anything that could go wrong or right. You're really over preparing here out of, like, anxiety. But I feel like you guys are going to actually find the people that you encounter in this place to be very warm and welcoming and comforting. Like, I see whoever you're either going on this trip with or whoever you're meeting up with, like locals in this area, because it really does seem like you guys are going somewhere that you're not as familiar. People are going to be very comforting and very hospitable. And this is a vacation that is going to be a vacation to remember. Like, this is going to go down in your personal history as a very memorable event in your life. You know, also too, when I'm looking at painting the roses red, I'm looking here how it says feeling forced to cover up errors to avoid punishment, fear of mistakes being discovered, hiding the evidence. See, it's like, I think that there is this fear of, like, standing out in a bad way. There's, like, this fear of messing up. Because I feel like you guys, if you are headed to, like, a foreign country, there's, like, this, we don't want to be, like, offensive to anyone's culture or to do something that's out of step or do something wrong, right? And so I feel like that's where some of the stress is coming from, because it's like you don't want to upset anyone or offend anyone or stand out, like, in a bad way. You know what I'm saying? So there could be that energy that you're bringing with you of, like, I got to make sure that I'm hiding any mistakes that I make, or that I'm not, like, too visible. We have write a gratitude list. We have use your hands. Interesting. I think that on this trip, there will be, because I think you're going to feel a little uncomfortable, group one, I do think that there will be sort of, like, this emphasis on the basics, right? Like, kind of forcing yourself to write down and acknowledge all of the things that you do have available to you that are there to support you. The people, the things, whatever it is about yourself, something about gratitude and kind of focusing on those basics will be significant, because it's going to help to uplift you. You know, it could be just as simple as, like, okay, I did a good job, like, going to dinner by myself tonight, or I did a good job, you know, with speaking a foreign language that I don't typically speak. We also have use your hands. Some of you guys could be, excuse me, like, engaging in activity where you're making something. Like, I'm seeing you really diving into, like, the local customs, or maybe there's something to do with artwork or pottery or building something here as well. I see pottery here as well with these flower plants, so that could be something significant. Decor, home decor, something along those lines. I also, though, think that this could be a situation where you're in a place where you have to be more hands-on, like, back to basics. You know, this could be a place that you all are going that's not super, like, technologically advanced, or maybe in certain aspects they're not as advanced as wherever you came from, right? So I'm just getting a lot of this back to basics energy here, which may also be what's causing you guys to feel a little uncomfy. We do have chocolate, nourish your body and soul. So I do think that there will be some feelings of like abundance and indulgence on this vacation as well. Again, with the Six of Cups, this definitely is telling me that there is this is going to be a very memorable, nostalgic experience for you, right? And I do think that there will be certain things that you're doing on this trip that are going to feel really like exciting, and they're going to be really nourishing. You may find yourself kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like overindulging, like not worrying so much about eating healthy, or not worrying so much about like having to be on a schedule again with like this movement energy. It's more of like just kind of going with the flow and really immersing yourself in the experience, the customs, the food, of wherever it is that you're going. And then we also have destiny. All that I shall need to know as I walk shall now be shown. You see, it's kind of like just getting in there and doing it, and everything that you need to know will flow to you, right? It's like the same message that I've been getting since the beginning of your reading, group 1. It's like really just trusting your instincts, trusting yourself, and just like understanding that you don't know what you don't know, and you don't have to know everything. Just kind of taking it one step at a time will be a good thing, because you'll be able to figure it out as you go. It's almost like that gratitude, like everything you need, you already have, and everything that you need will present itself to you when you need it. So this is really interesting, group 1. Definitely let me know. What are you guys doing? What vacations are you planning? Does this message align or resonate with any of your upcoming vacation plans that you know of? Comment below and let me know. And if you're not already, please do consider subscribing to my channel. Hit that notification bell so that you'll be updated whenever I post the next message, and I'll see you then. Bye. Hey, Pile 2, welcome to your reading. So we're looking into all about your next vacation. I'm super excited to get into this. I really kind of like how I went old school, and I just did all the cards pre-shuffled, and I haven't looked at them yet. So we're just going to find out together what's going on. So let's get started. Group 2. So overall energy of your vacay, we have the 11th house, and then we have fire, passion. Very cool. All right. So group 2 kind of feels with the 11th house that there's an emphasis on community or groups for your next vacation. So you guys could be going on like a group trip, going on a group trip, or going on a trip with friends. You guys may also be going to a specific destination where you have friends or a group of friends that you will be meeting up with. And I feel like with this fiery energy here, this is going to be a lot of fun. I feel like the focus, the energy of this vacation is all about fun. It's about enjoyment. It's about like that high energy, high activity. I definitely feel like some of you guys could be like going partying, or just with fire energy, there's just like a lot of movement. This doesn't right off the bat seem like a very like relaxing vacation. We're going to see. Obviously, we have a ton more cards to get into. Maybe there are some relaxing moments, but this feels like a trip that's based on fun. You guys could be going somewhere kind of like tropical as well. Yeah, somewhere tropical, somewhere warm. So getting into your tarot, we have the 6 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. Well, this is interesting because we have a lot of grounded energy here. I feel like you guys are going on some sort of trip to celebrate something with the 4 of Wands. Like maybe somebody's getting married, like a bachelor party. Maybe someone got engaged. Maybe someone's having a baby, or someone's like there's some sort of celebratory event, whatever it is, that this vacation is centered on. And I do see like in these tarot cards, like we have outdoor activity, but we also have like cities depicted here, structures and buildings. So it's making me feel like a lot of you guys could be going to like a city, like for example, like going to Nashville for a bachelorette party, or you know what I mean? Like you're going to some city, like New York City or LA or something where like it's walkable. But I think that there are opportunities to maybe like get out and do other things if you wanted to, like getting out into nature with all this green that's here. So what do these pentacles mean? I feel like this could be something where like with the 6 of Pentacles, this talks about generosity, but also balancing resources. So there could be something here about like you guys receiving some sort of generosity or showing up to this trip out of some sort of generosity or like contribution to something. It does kind of feel like resources are spread. Not necessarily spread thin, but there's definitely like this emphasis on things being equal and balanced and everyone getting what they need. Again, I feel like there's one person that this vacation is centered around for some of you guys. I'm really drawn to this green, the figure in the green dress here. Like there's one person that's kind of calling the shots or pulling the strings or kind of coordinating or organizing it and kind of planning how we're spending time, how we're allocating our time. And they could be trying to kind of strike a balance between everyone that's there so that everybody can be feeling happy. This also could be a trip that's coming on like later in time with the Knight of Pentacles. Like it feels slow. All of these energies, they feel slow to me. Like they're coming up, but they're not. This may not be a vacation that happens like really fast necessarily for all of you. Or if it is coming up really soon, I feel like it's something that you guys have been saving up for or planning for like a really long time. For some of you, for a few of you, this could even be connected to work. Like it could be connected to some sort of work opportunity because of all these pentacles that are here as well, including the Knight of Pentacles. But I do think there's some sort of business opportunity or like at the very least some sort of slow moving offer to come on this vacation leading up to this point. So we have choices, feeling blocked or restrained. You also have set your course, know where you wish to go, have a plan, the right direction. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Some of you guys actually feel when you go on this vacation, because this is centered around a group, it is friendship, right? Or a group of people. I think that part of what's going on here is you guys may feel like you have to kind of balance what it is that you want to do independently versus like what it is that everybody's doing together, right? And so I do think that there will be maybe some time that you're spending like divided between the group versus on your own. And with this Knight of Pentacles and set your course, to me, this is talking about you having a plan, right? Maybe over time leading up to this vacation, pile 2, you guys are kind of researching and putting into place an itinerary or kind of coming up with a list of things you want to do, maybe like booking events or booking tours or just, you know, making sure that you have a plan for yourself and an idea of like where you personally want to go. And maybe this is also about planning itinerary for everybody else that's going to be on the trip as well. But there's definitely like, I think a little feeling of restriction here because you are with other people. And I think that you guys may want to do certain things that maybe the group doesn't necessarily want to do or something like that. And so there's like this energy of like, oh, I wish I could do more here, but I have to appease so-and-so, you know? So we have make an altar. We have make a meal. Oh, interesting. Okay. Some of you guys could be like, I'm wondering if with the 11th house of community, maybe you guys are like getting an Airbnb or you're staying in a place where you're able to actually physically cook your food, prepare your food for yourself. So cooking and like maybe catering could be significant to this vacation. Maybe you guys are going to some sort of event where you get to learn to cook something as a group. Making an altar is interesting too, because to me, when I think of making an altar, I think about like making an offering or making a sacrifice in certain instances, right? And that could be what this is speaking to with the Six of Pentacles, having to kind of make that sacrifice of like, okay, I can't do this time, but I can do this instead, right? Or, you know, making an altar can also kind of talk about our spiritual side, like our connection to our ancestors, or like a spiritual being that we are making some sort of an offering to as well. There could be something about your ancestors or some sort of spiritual connection or being that you're focusing in on during this time, during this trip. We have Burgundy, awaken your passion. So that's the second time we've gotten passion. Yeah. There's definitely something around fun. And there's something here around like this trip is allowing you guys to kind of explore things that you personally love to do. Maybe wine is significant, going on like to like a wine tour or wine country or something along those lines. It would kind of make sense with like these cards. This is kind of reminding me of like how Napa is just outside of San Francisco, right? So like you have the big city, but then you can drive like an hour and a half into Napa and you're in like the countryside and wine country. Like that's kind of the vibe that I've been getting. Not saying specifically this is where you guys are going, but you guys get what I mean. It could be something kind of like that vibe. But awakening your passion, right? Maybe there's something about this trip that's helping to reinvigorate you, or you're getting to spend time or put effort into doing something that you really love or really enjoy. Maybe it's something like cooking or something that's connected to your spirituality, your spiritual practices. We also have true love come to me. True love shall come to me as I do will, so mote it be. So there's something about love. Again, I keep feeling this is like a bachelorette party or something like that, where like love is the center, like romance is kind of the center of this trip. The reason why we're going or the reason why we're celebrating at this time. So this is kind of everything I'm seeing for you, group 2. Comment below. Let me know, do you have any vacation plans? If so, does it kind of line up with what we tapped into in today's reading? Please let me know. I always love hearing your feedback in the comments. And if you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be updated whenever I post the next message, and I'll see you then. Bye. Hello, group 3, and welcome to your reading. So if you all selected the Fire Quartz heart, this is going to be your reading, which is all about your next vacation. So we're going to start. I've already pre-shuffled all the cards, going old school, pick a card with this. Let's start with the overall energy of this trip that you're taking, this vacation. So we start off with the energy of the sun, and then we also have the wolf instinct. Okay, so overall energy, group 3, where are you guys going on vacay? What is this about? Well, the sun is interesting because this is kind of making me feel like this could potentially be a trip where you feel like you stand out in some capacity. The sun makes me feel like this trip could even be specifically centered around you as an individual. Maybe you're the one who picked it, which hopefully that would be the case, right? If we're going on vacation, we would like to be the one that picked it. But, sometimes we have to go with other people and they choose where we go, right? So it's possible that you all are actually selecting this vacation because it's something that you're really passionate about. But the sun is also kind of talking about vitality and life force energy. And I do think that there's going to be something about this vacation that is highlighting those areas. Like you're feeling restored. You're revitalized after you go on this vacation. There could also be something that's kind of creative that's tied into this, like maybe something about a creative hobby, your talents, things like acting, singing, maybe even children could be connected into this as well. But then we also have the energy of the wolf, which is talking about instincts. So for some of you guys, I almost kind of feel like you could be doing like a solo trip, or you could be doing like something out in nature, like where you're camping outside. Like there's something about this card that's giving me this energy of you kind of having to rely on your own kind of like primal instincts wherever it is that you're going, right? Maybe some of you are going to the mountains or something like that as well. It doesn't specifically have to mean that everyone who picked pile 3 is going like out into nature and just like going off grid, right? You all could just be going to a place where it's unfamiliar, or going to a place where you kind of have to rely on your gut, rely on those like primal instincts to kind of protect you, but also guide you. It doesn't have to mean anything bad is going to happen, right? It just means that like you're tapped into the natural sense, your natural sensibilities. Ooh, okay, we have the 2 of Cups. Ooh, we have the 3 of Swords, okay? And then we also have the World. Okay, group 3. So I do feel like you guys could be going on this vacation with a partner. The 2 of Cups would tell me like there's some form of partnership involved here. It could be a romantic partnership. It could be It may just be a friendship. Like, it's a general reading, so it could be both or multiple things depending on the situation. This is kind of showing me a date scene though, and it's not lost on me that right next to this we also have a Three of Swords, right? And it almost looks like the little box of chocolates has like been stabbed. It's making me feel like there's something about this trip that's tied to either like breaking up with someone or tied to heartbreak or trying to kind of heal heartbreak, maybe even get some sort of closure from like a heartbreak situation here. The other thing too is that like it could be that you and this person go on vacation together and you're having to kind of like weather some difficult situations with the Three of Swords. Like, I'm really drawn to the rain, the storm that's outside. So there could be something about that where you guys are just like running into certain difficulties that are challenges that you kind of have to overcome. That could be a little bit maybe potentially stressful for some of you. But there's definitely some sense of like accomplishment. This is definitely with the world indicating some sort of long distance travel, I would say as well. We have a beach scene here in both of these cards. So there could be something connected to the beach, the mountains. Maybe this is an area where you get both. And there's some sort of fulfillment out of this trip, some sort of like cycle or completion energy that's here. It could even just be like a very big accomplishment to even go on this trip together, you know, or to even go on this trip in general for various reasons. But I do feel like the sun is kind of showcasing, you know, the sun shines a light, right? So it's making me feel like the sun is going to be kind of, there's this energy of a light being shown on this partnership in some capacity for the pros and the cons. So let's keep going. I need more info, group 3. We have, you can't go back to yesterday, be in the present. We have, do not drink poison. Do not do things you know are bad for you. Interesting. Okay. I feel like some of you guys maybe are going on this vacation or this trip with a romantic partner or just a friend or whoever, and there's like something that about the past that we're trying to kind of recover from as we connect on this trip. You know, like there's definitely something going on between you and this person that is not 100% okay. And so when I'm seeing this, to me it's giving me this energy of like, let's disconnect from that past stuff and let's just be here now. Let's be here together in the present moment. Focusing on the here and now of enjoying this vacation. It doesn't mean that we're just going to ignore whatever the problem is between us. But the point is like, I feel like one of the points of this vacation is to let go of the past, to release the past and kind of close out that chapter of hurt or a chapter that was no longer serving or that's lasted long enough, you know? And with do not drink the poison, this kind of is interesting being next to instincts, right? So whatever you guys may be doing on this trip, there could be some sort of temptation here, right? There could be some sort of temptation where it's like, you know, whether it's like drinking, you know, we have alcohol here or whatever it is, being around certain types of people or being in certain situations. It's like the sun being connected to Leo, the 5th house, like I think of gambling as well. Like there could be something about temptation. There could be something about this trip where you or your partner could be tempted to do something or engage in some sort of behavior that's not good for you. And so I think it's just about with the wolf kind of like navigating those situations and kind of having your guard up, or not having your guard up, but having your wits about you, right? To make sure that you're staying out of situations that are not going to serve you in the long run, that are going to cause problems with the Three of Swords. We have flow like water. So water coming up again. There's water in pretty much all of these cards, even with the rain. So you guys could be going somewhere near the water. And then we also have make a vision board as well. Very cool. I don't think that this is going to be a vacation where there's a lot of planning, to be honest with you guys, which it kind of makes sense with instincts. It's kind of like you're just kind of going where you're guided at the time based on whatever needs to be met, right? If you're hungry now, we're going to go eat breakfast, even if it's like 11:30 a.m., right? Or whatever. I'm cold. I want to go outside and get in the sun. It's kind of that vibe of just going with the flow. And I do think spending time near the water, not trying to force anything as well. This could be a trip that you guys have had planned for a long time. There's something about it. Maybe this destination has been on your vision board for some of you guys. The other thing I'm feeling with the world is like maybe this vacation kind of inspires some new goals. It inspires a new beginning because, again, there's something about this chapter that's closing that's allowing you to then let go of the past and start to manifest the future that you desire. Maybe for some of you guys, you are meeting up with a partner that's like an unhealthy relationship or something like that, or trying to work through some stuff in a relationship that hasn't been going well. But there's definitely going to be a sense of closure that you get from this if that is your situation. We have apricot, rejoice and laugh. This is beautiful. So with the sun, the 2 of cups, I do see a lot of fun. I see a lot of good times. With this orange color, I definitely sense like friendship energy. I sense the energy of having fun and just, again, like enjoying yourself, going with the flow. Ooh, and then we also have new beginnings. Let this magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. This is so beautiful, group 3. Yes, this is just further confirming that something about this vacation is welcoming in a new start for you. Whether it's a new start for you like as a single person or a new start for you in a relationship, for your relationship, whatever the case may be, it's very cleansing. It's a very cleansing and purifying vacation. And rain can talk of purification, right? If you think of rain, it kind of washes things away. And so maybe this is what is needed for this situation is like to go spend some like intimate time together, hash some of this stuff out, move through the pain, and then like start fresh. So this is what I see for you, group 3. This is super interesting. Comment below. Let me know, what vacations do you guys have planned? Does this resonate with the vacation that you have on your itinerary? Please let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be updated when I post the next message, and I will see you there. Bye.